Hi everybody, welcome to this magazine channel. Okay, so we have a formula that we can use it to find the distance between 2 points. x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square, then you square root it. Okay, so this is a formula that we use to find the distance between 2 points, but not every time we need to use this formula. Okay, so let's say if the question asks you to find the distance between point A, 4, 9, and the point B. Okay, in this case, we don't have to use a formula actually. So when you want to find the distance between 2 points, the first thing you have to observe is to look at their coordinate, the coordinate of the 2 points, whether they have the same x coordinate or same y coordinate. In this case, they have the same x coordinate, which is 4. So you don't have to use a formula to find the distance. So if you want to find the distance between point A and B, it's very simple. You just find the difference between their y coordinate, which is 9 minus 3. So you get 6. So the distance between these 2 points is 6 units. Okay, so let's look at another questions. We have point A, point B. Okay, let me see. Point C, 6, negative 1, and another point is D, 3, negative 1. Okay, now if you want to find the distance between point C and D, what's the first thing that you have to see? Look at their coordinates. See whether they have the same x coordinate or same y coordinate. In this case, they are having the same y coordinate. So if you want to find their distance, the distance between point C and D, you don't have to use a formula. Just simply find the difference between their x coordinate. 6 minus 3. You will get the answer. Their distance, the distance between point C and D is 3 units. It's very simple. Okay. So let's look at the third example. If we have point E, which is negative 1, 0, and point F, 2 and 4. So we want to find the distance between point E and F. Now you look at their coordinate. They don't have any similar coordinates. Their x coordinates are different and their y coordinates also different. So in this case, we have no choice. We need to use this formula. Actually, this formula is talking about Pythagoras theorem. Let's say if I have let me draw a Cartesian plane first. Okay, so the point E is here, negative 1, 0. The point F is here, 2, 4. You see, they don't have any similar x coordinate and y coordinate. So if you link the 2 points together, so actually this is a right angle triangle, right? So if you want to find the hypotenuse, what do you use? So remember, according to Pythagoras theorem, let's say this is A, this is B, this is C. According to Pythagoras theorem, this is a hypotenuse opposite the right angle. So according to Pythagoras theorem, A square plus B square will be equal to C square, correct? So if you want to find the distance here, means that you have to take this side, the length of this side square plus the length of this side square, and square root it. So now we want to find the distance between point E and F. x2 minus x1. When you take x2 minus x1, actually you are calculating the length of this part. So it will be 2 minus negative 1. 2 minus negative 1. Don't forget you have to square it. Plus y2 minus y1. y2 minus y1. Actually you are calculating the length of this side. So it will be 4 minus 0. 4 minus 0. Square and square root it. So here you will get negative is positive, you will get 3 square. 4 square you will get here I write 4 square first. will be 9, 16 square root. Square root 9 plus 16 is actually 25, right? So square root 25 will be equal to 5. So the distance between point E and F is actually 5 units. Okay, maybe some students curious or confused. How do I know this is x2, this is x1? It actually doesn't matter. You can take -1 minus -2 also. If -1 minus -2, you will get -3. If you square it, you will get the same answer. Because if you square it, you will get a positive number. So either you get -3 here or 3 is not important. Okay, now let's look at these questions. State the distance between the following point. Okay, you want to find the distance between point A, B, C, D, and B, E. Let me write down all the coordinate for the point first. Okay, A, the coordinate will be 1, 7, 1, 7. B, the coordinate will be 4, 7, 4, 7. And how about C? 3, 5, 3, 5. D, 4 on x-axis. So the coordinate for y, the y coordinate will be 0. So here it's 3, 0, 3, 0. And the last one, E, 10, 7, 10, 7. Okay, let's look at the first part. Find the distance between point A and B. Okay, so look at point A and B. Just now I told you that when you want to find the distance between 2 points, the first thing you have to observe whether they have the same x coordinate or y coordinate. You see point A and B. Point A and B is actually having the same y coordinate, right? 7 and 7. In this case, if you want to find the distance between point A and B, you just find the difference between their x coordinate. So the distance will be 4 minus 1. It's very easy, right? 4 minus 1. You get 3 units. Now we want to find the distance between C and D. 3, 5 and 3, 0. Same thing. The first thing you have to see whether they have the same x coordinate or y coordinate. In this case, they have the same x coordinate. So if you want to find the distance between point C and D, you just find the distance, the difference between their y coordinate. Five minus 0, you get 5. 5 units. Okay, the last one. Want to find the distance between point B and E. B and E. So you try to look at the coordinate for these 2 points, whether they have the same x coordinate and or y coordinate. Okay, so B and E, they have the same y coordinate. So if you want to find the distance between point B and E, you just find the difference between their x coordinate. So it will be 10 minus 4, 10 minus 4, which is 6 units. Okay, we add one more part. Find the distance between point D and E. Okay, now look at their coordinate. They don't have any similar x coordinate or y coordinate. So in this case, if you want to find the distance between point D and E, we need to use a formula, right? So distance will be x2 minus x1. Which one is x2? Which one is x1? It doesn't matter. So I take 10 minus 3 square. X2 minus x1 plus y2 minus y1. 7 minus 0 square root. So here we get 7 square he also gets 7 squared. 49. So their distance is square root of 98 units. If you want to calculate this part, then it will approximately very close to 9.90 units. Okay, so after watching this video, I hope that you understand better about how to find the distance between 2 points. So the next video, I will talk about how to find the coordinate of the middle point. Okay, see you next time. Have a nice day. Bye bye.